Hi everyone, we're now heading into the behind the scenes of Why Are You Part 3. So I think that's episodes 5 and 6. I think 5 has another moment of mine that I really like, that is Nettie and Junior, if I remember correctly. Again, there are no subtitles, so I do apologise, but I think you guys just enjoy the show as it is. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you want full reactions to this and other shows that I have on my Patreon. I will leave a link in the description box below. It's always nice to see these little moments here where they're having to practice and figure out blocking and what's happening today. See, look, they have to have timing and everything for these moments. You can tell they're young as well by their embarrassment of when he has to shuffle down and they kind of connect their groins. Just hit his knee. Oh yeah, he freaks out. A bit too vigorous. Okay, so they're using this angle for the camera. These two have a great friendship. Now that was a kick. With his big feet. That's not a really... That mat should be a bit bigger. Oh, she was great. I wish we had seen her at least in one more episode. And she was tiny against both of them. The people watching in the background. Is he picking up the sound okay? Oh look, Little Women was in the cinema at the time. When he says thank you in different languages. Z seems the complete opposite of his character in the show. He's always smiling. Okay, EXO. I feel like EXO may be his favourite band. I'm glad that the director really does give them at least a minute or so to rehearse what they've got to do. I guess because it takes usually about 30 minutes to set up after a take, depending on what cameras they're using. Look, they're using two in this particular moment to get two different angles. Yeah, he speaks some English, that's good. Considering he's a tutor. This seems like this is just a moment where they're not actually going to show you what they're saying, and it might be a montage. Oh look, see, they're always wearing masks for protection, so I'm not sure why other people can't. See, look, he pats his shoulders. Okay, so the first assistant director is a woman, because she's the one yelling action. So I'm not sure who the other guy with glasses is. Also, they ask a lot of questions, especially Z, and I really appreciate that when an actor asks you questions and wants to get it right, you know they're putting everything into what they're doing. I don't think people realise that. As an actor, you should ask questions, not too many, but you should ask, so that you get the scene perfect. Yeah. Yeah, he can't pull him over. Oh, I didn't like this scene. Personal boundaries and all of that. And they were just creepy. He's so full of life. There's so much energy that comes from Saint. Look, the cat's just watching them. That cat just wants to escape. See? And then he switches completely out of character. I'm now really hungry. I just want to eat. Oh. You're completely wet. Oh, we're back to these two. They seem the closest off camera than anyone. I guess it's because they're in that group together of people. Yeah, people don't realise that they just hide in these moments until they have to come on camera. Okay, someone spoke about scheduling for Saint was so different, but he's there for a lot of these scenes between Son and Saifa. So I'm a bit confused about the scheduling that he had then and why his scenes were filmed so much more in advance. Doesn't seem like it, because he seems like he was there for every moment these two filmed. He's obviously good at comedy. He's making everyone on set laugh. Oh, look at all the vases. Wow, is it loud there? They must have had to drown out a lot of the sound. It is a shame we don't have subtitles. Just these moments, I feel, would bring a bit more life for people who can't speak Thai to watch this, because then you'd understand what he's referencing, if it's the scene, how he feels, the actress. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he didn't do that correct. He's always reclining in these chairs as if he's doing all the acting, and I guess it's hard. It is hard work being a director. He's always lounging in these chairs. Mm-hmm. They really do go for it in the kissing department. Blushing. That was Why Are You Behind the Scenes episode 3. I think this one was the most interesting of the behind the scenes so far. Even though they're all the same, you're just seeing what goes into make these shows. What I felt was, I feel like Saint is a blessing and a curse when it comes to an actor on set, which is so full of life. And he's always dancing, smiling, that he probably uplifts everyone on set. The only problem I found with him, and it was starting to frustrate me, was he doesn't have a great attention span and he constantly needs to be doing something. And from a director's standpoint, that gets a bit annoying because you want him to focus more, and he's young. But there were points where I could see the director was getting annoyed, because this director has a set plan. If you look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how I want you to be at set point 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They do practices. He had to keep clicking his fingers to get them to pay attention. And you could just see that he was trying to get this. This director isn't someone who messes about. Yes, they can all laugh and joke, but when it comes to rehearsals, there is no point messing about. He wants it shot like this. He has the blocking completely down. He has how many seconds it takes to do it, and he wants you to do it fast. And I like that as a director. That's something that I've noticed people do, and what I've done when I've had to be on set, which is we don't mess about. You rehearse, you get it done, and then you can all laugh and smile and joke about between takes, because they usually take a bit to set up. So obviously you can all relax at those moments. It was just interesting also to see what the characters are like. Some are not too different to how they are from their characters, in that there's little mannerisms that they have. But Saint is very different, I feel, to his character. Like I said, there were scenes that I really like in this. I think these are the 2 episodes that really push the show forward. It was good as it was, but I think this is when I really became invested. You got a sense of the duality of the two main couples and how different they are. You also got to see in this a lot of the mistakes that they make. Also, I don't know if anyone else notices, when you see it filmed, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's going to be that good of a scene, and then you realise it's how it's shot, editing, production, the actors, when it all comes together it works. It's just elements that I saw when it was being filmed feel so different to what you see on camera, and I think it's also to do with how they change the lighting, the colour, how the scene is shot. These little things, people don't realise how much goes into it. I did get a bit frustrated that the crew talks a bit too loudly when they're rehearsing. I know there's a lot of them, but they do need to kind of quiet it down a little bit, especially if it was an actor who had hard of hearing, because they wouldn't be able to understand what's going on. The scene between Fighter and Hua, I forget the outside noise, just they have to remove that, they have to equalise the noise so that you only hear their acting, because obviously they were near the motorway, highway, so you could see all the cars going past, and so that brought up a lot of sound. You could hear, I think, a dog in the background at one point. And something I forgot to mention is, you can see when they're filming outside that people are watching them. That's really hard to film around. You can see people taking pictures, looking through, watching them film. That's actually very hard to do for an actor and for the crew, because you have to kind of work around them and just let them look. But sometimes when they look, if you are someone who notices background stuff, especially if you've seen a show a few times, it does detract from the feeling of that episode, or the show in general. It's interesting that they create all the rain, so sometimes it's not natural. I don't know how much it rains on average in Thailand. It's quite a arid, I imagine, place. But these were my favourite. This episode and these episode 5 and 6, I think what we saw behind the scenes was the most intriguing. Also, you see how comfortable the actors are becoming with one another. The show is flowing better, they get in a rhythm. Also, something that the actors are doing that I really appreciate, especially Z, which is they ask questions. They're obviously so invested in their character that they're asking the director how they should do things, or would it be better like this? And that's something, as a director, you really appreciate. As long as it's not constant question after question, but as long as it's, you know, enough that you say, okay, these people are very invested, which they were, and they did a really good job. We also heard, this time we heard a female, I'm guessing either first or second assistant director, saying action, which is quite common that the assistant director would say it, because the director might be too busy to want to do that. The guy with glasses, now, is he either the assistant director or is he maybe a producer? Because he is very much involved, even more so than the director, seeing as he constantly either practices with them with the scenes or tells them that's how he wants the scene and goes through it. So I'm intrigued who he is. Thank you for watching. That was episode 3 of Why Are You Behind the Scenes. I will be back next week with episode 4.